Good morning, all. Joshua Mullahan here. I'm in my studio for Mullahan Productions, working on a lot of great stuff for you. Just wanted to talk about kind of an elephant that most people are talking about in the industry, AI music. It's kind of everywhere at this point. I've had people wonder if I'm a real person or am I just, a persona that other people created. No, I am a real person. I have a real studio, produce my own music. I've been doing it since 2020. Been singing since I was a teenager. But I think it's important to kind of discuss it and really just inform people on exactly from a production side so you can see the difference of what a AI song looks like versus an actually produced song, how much goes into that creative process, and really just gives you a better perspective when you're dealing with those type of things. To each his own. You like what you like. So I'm not here to be the police of the music industry by any means. Spotify, all those other companies will figure that all out and how they want to handle it. I think it's great that Spotify is moving towards where they're doing verified artists, so you can easily identify which ones are AI persona music versus an actual artist. So I think that's going to be great for the entire industry. But really, what I'm going to do is I went and I just hopped on one of the more popular AI sites, had it create a song, it produced its own lyrics. But I'm going to show you from a production side how vastly different it looks from an actually produced song versus what they give you. And it really, the biggest thing that I could say that's easy to spot for AI produced music are the stems. So if an artist can't produce stems or show you like what's behind the scenes, it's most likely they don't have it and they're doing mass production of AI music. But hopefully it gives you all some clarity. I'm excited to show you it and be happy to answer your questions. Leave it in the comments. Make sure you like and follow. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. So here we are. This is my Raven MDI Max. This is a song that was created by AI. But I just kind of want to walk you through it. A couple things to notice immediately is the inconsistencies within the stems. And so what you can do is you can actually just listen to these, right? So if you listen to like, this is supposed to be the bass. But you hear there's like other artifacts, they call them, in there. Sounds like it's kind of picking up maybe a drumstick, something like that. But essentially what it doesn't do is produce actual full stems. These are overlapping sounds. When they collapse, they produce what sounds like a full band, something like that. But you can just see there's just a lot of spotty things, right? So this is the percussion, and then just throw some random stuff in there. So you have stuff like this, and then drums down here. And then you got just a random little things that just don't make a whole lot of sense, but it works in the overall. But the other thing that you could spot about AI is it has that, it's almost like a crunchiness, or like a, they're really trying to mimic like an analog, I think, is what it's trying to do. But even like the vocals, you'll hear the same thing. So just gives you a really good understanding. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and play the song for you just so you can kind of hear it, compare it. So you can see it's highly convincing, right? It sounds when it's all put together like it could be legitimate music. I'll kind of take you through my process a little bit just so you can see the difference. You'll notice very quickly the difference in the stems, the amount of stems. I'm a little OCD, so typically I will take and break things down, and I'll make sure then I'll get the entire stem where I want it before I move it into like my full production place. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So this is one of my more popular songs, How Do I Say Goodbye? You can see like this was the start of the song when I was putting it together, but you could just see how it even evolved for like, and then, so I was just trying a bunch of different, how do I get that emotion across, right? So now it's getting closer to the production side of it, right? Same thing in here. So, right. And then you go up here. This is the actual ones that I ended up using. So let me just isolate to both of those. Woke up to a message I'll never forget. You can hear a little reverb that's been put on there. It said, come home, and my heart just went. So, the air went cold. You got that. And then up here is where I started messing with like the guitar, those type of things. So let me make sure I got it set up correct, but woke up to a message I'll never forget. So there's the basis of it, and then this is what it looks like when we get into the more full production. So you got strings here, right? I don't play the strings, so I have people that help me create these. So I have a few trusted artists on certain things that I just personally don't play, etc. That I give them my ideas. They go ahead and actually put it together for me. But same thing with the pianos. You got the shaker here. But if you see the difference on how structured these stems are, right, versus what we saw here. Whoops, that's another song. Right? They're just very broken up, very inconsistent. They don't stand on their own. Like if you were just to play the bass, for example. Let me start it from here. Throw in the guitar. Right? Versus when you are dealing with real music, even if we want to do a comparison, right, of bass and guitar, see how it's consistent all the way across. There are some like pad, this is like synthetic or virtual instruments, those type of things. But the other thing is if you just look at the overall amount of stems, so this is what it sounds when it's all put together. Woke up to a message I'll never forget. It said, come home, and my heart just went. The air went cold, time stood still. I prayed it was a dream, but it all felt real. So many things I never got to say. Now I'm talking to the sky, hoping you hear me anyway. How do I say goodbye to the one who walked with me through
tell me, where do I begin to move on when every part of me still holds your light?
Yeah, but I'll show you another song just so you guys can see, like, this one's a newer song, hasn't come out yet, but a lot more in depth. You can see the amount of stems.
Now I'm standing on a stage where the floodlights break.
Oh, actually, I'm going to skip ahead because, like, even like adding the echoes, I do it a little bit different than a lot of people, but hopefully you can see how different this is compared to what you saw just doing a basic, what people do with their AI stuff. And again, not here to judge anybody, but wanted to give some insight. So hopefully y'all learned some stuff. Happy to share and provide any information I can. So if you have any questions, please let me know. But yeah, even like little things as far as I call it crunch, but like the distortion on things that necessarily don't have distortion. It's one thing if it's a guitar or something like that. Or maybe just trying to do a little bit on a vocal, but when it's consistent across the whole track. But either way, hopefully you learned some stuff. Please share in the comments if you have any questions. Like, share, follow. Really appreciate it. Appreciate the love from everybody. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff I'm working on for you all. Been working on for years. So it will be coming out. But God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.